Imagine with me for a moment, if you will, that you've met somebody and you really like them. You guys really seem to click. In fact, you're wondering if perhaps there's some sort of spiritual connection between you and this person because the connection was really just that profound. It really just took off that strongly. And yet, you have found that as time has progressed, this person has withdrawn. They've pulled back. They've pulled away. This has left you with a lot of confusion, a lot of questions. It's put you in a state of perpetual perplexity. Ooh, that's a fun one to say. Perpetual perplexity. And you don't know what's going on. It's frustrating, right? It's got you up at night. It's got you in your head. You're thinking about it so much because this person has pulled back. They're really kind of giving you the cold shoulder. They're being very logical in all their things. They're stepping away from their feelings. They're not acknowledging feelings that you're quite confident they have. Maybe they've said it in the past or shown it to you quite clearly that they have feelings, but now they're not acting on those feelings. And they're putting up barricades, they're putting up walls, and they're keeping you in the dark. They're keeping you lost and confused. And you're trying to figure out where to go from here. What does this mean? What's going on? This happens far too often. We're going to go ahead and try to take a look in this particular situation and see if we can shed a little bit more light on what's going on. This is an Energy Escapades Tarot card reading. That's the name of my channel. I like to look at the energy of the situation, but then I also like to see what we can do to improve the energy of the situation. Because remember, energy is dynamic. It changes. It evolves. How you handle energy, how they handle energy, all of it is like one big ecosystem that you do have a say in. And you are able to change your energy and to improve the overall energy of the situation. One thing that stood out to me and popped into my head, so you may find it significant, is I saw a mountain lion in my head. So if that means anything to you or seems to be involved somehow in your situation, in your question that you have symbolically, that might be worth paying attention to. But what I want to do is I want to look at what is blocking the energy that is between you guys right now. I think it's likely that someone in the situation, they have recently gone through an ending. Could be a relationship, could be a job loss, but something in their life has ended. And so they have started to lean very heavily on themselves, on their own abundance, on really taking forth that I don't need anybody, I can do this all on my own type mentality. And while they are looking ahead at potential options, they're also still very reserved. They're behind their wall. They're not wanting to really step out from behind that wall yet and actually start to realize any of that. They're much more comfortable in that state of independence, in that state of even hyper independence. I know because of my pre-pull meditations that this person has really stepped back away from you. So we're going to look and see kind of what this person is capable of at this time. What is this person capable of giving you in terms of connection, in terms of relationship? What are they capable of at this time? Because that's important to know if you're considering if this person could really be something for you. Sometimes people have the potential to be something, but not right then, you know? Sometimes people are not in a place in their life where they are actually capable of giving you what you want. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them. It just means that they're not capable of being what you need in that moment. If they've pulled back, there's a good possibility that that's the case. I get the feeling that this person is really, they're wanting to explore their options. They just had, something ended in their life. They're leaning into their own independence. They're leaning into that solitude. They're leaning into being single. And they're exploring their options. They're looking for something that moves very quickly. But they're also wanting to control. It's interesting because it's like they want something that moves very quickly, but they also want to control the pace of it. So like the underlying desire is quick movement, but the overlying desire, the one that's really like taking control of the situation, is controlling impulses, keeping things from getting out of hand, keeping things from getting too much too fast, because they are in that state of independence, hyper independence, and they're wanting to explore what sort of options are out there. So unless you are also looking for that kind of thing, that seems like this is where that person is right now. And I don't know that that's really what you're looking for. Just based on what I was feeling in the energy that I was feeling off of you in this situation, it was almost like a frantic overthinking type thing. Really trying to understand what was going on, really feeling frustrated and puzzled. But you are really in your head and you're devising so many theories, so many like moving pieces. You're just trying so desperately to understand this. And when I look at the energy of the other person and the dynamic, they are feeling much more calm and stabilized in the decision. And they're really focusing on themselves. And I think that that might be a good thing for you to consider doing as well, rather than getting in your head, getting lost, and struggling with these constant thoughts of what is happening? What is this person doing? What are they thinking? Why are they acting like this? Because you can only decode so much about a person's behavior, right? Eventually, take it from somebody who does this. Like, I understand the desire to want to understand, because it feels like it gives you some sense of control back, right? Because by this person removing themselves, by this person stepping back, it's like they take your power away, they take your control away, is what it feels like, right? Because you've been left to ponder and wonder, and it was like, what, we had this connection and it was really good, and now they're just gone. So it's put you in this state of, it's a state where you don't feel as empowered. And if you can understand it, then it's almost like you can solve the problem, and then that will help restore your power. But you have to keep in mind that your power does not inherently come from understanding someone else, because there's only so much that you can do, right? When you understand somebody in the way that they're acting, that still doesn't change the way that they're acting. That just allows you to understand it. And the reality is that you can find peace within yourself even without that understanding. And again, I promise I understand how your brain can loop, and it wants those answers, that curiosity. It drives it, right? It really just fuels that desire for you to understand and know what is going on. Sometimes the lesson in life is not understanding the reason for someone's action, but accepting that you don't know, and that is okay for you to not know, and feeling comfortable within the discomfort of not knowing, right? Because even with these collective tarot card readings, or even with a personal tarot card reading, even if you understand, so even if this is 100% accurate to your situation, for sure, this is exactly what's going on, it doesn't change what is going on. So even if you understand it, it doesn't change it. And does it make you feel better? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it's frustrating to hear that this person is just enjoying being single, enjoying their independence, being hyper independent, leaning into their logic, feeling like the thing between you guys is over and done, and looking at their other options and exploring those other options. That's why you don't want to find your comfort. You don't want to find your calm. You don't want that to rely on another person. You need that to come from within, because ultimately you cannot control what this other person is doing. All you can control is yourself and your own personal energetic interactions and reactions to this. I feel like I know where this might go, but you never know. Sometimes the cards can surprise you. So we're going to look and see what you can do to optimize your energy in this situation right now. So what can you do to optimize your energy in this situation? And keep in mind, by optimizing your own energy in this situation, it may not cause the situation to change, but it can still help you change how you feel and how you relate to the energy of the situation. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so the cards that came out for the ways in which you can optimize your own energy in this situation were the Fool, the Nine of Cups, and the King of Pentacles, and those were influenced by the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. So I think what you should do in this situation is try to embark on something that you really enjoy, something that really makes you feel emotionally fulfilled, but can also help you get established in a real and tangible way. You want to focus yourself, your energy on your own personal interests that really bring you joy and satisfaction and make you feel that fulfillment within yourself. One of the things that I find very interesting about this particular deck is that the Nine of Cups actually, so normally this is just a man sitting surrounded by cups. In this deck, the imagery shows you've got a man and a woman embracing in the background with 9 cups on the table where they're enjoying a feast with friends, or you assume that it will be implied that there will be friends or family that are there joining them for the feast because there's so many cups, there's so many settings, and they're embracing in the background in this area that appears very stable, very calm. I feel like as you embark on your new journey, moving towards the things that bring you emotional fulfillment and that bring you stability in the tangible world and in physical reality as you're getting established, I feel like that will inevitably help you find your person, whether that is this person that you're curious about now at this time, or perhaps someone new. But it's going to be something that is also fulfilling. But I think you need to start moving towards that in a grounded, steady way, but consistently and quickly. Like if you've been putting off moving towards it, I think you need to quit putting it off and actually start doing it. Start doing this thing that you're passionate about, that you have this that drives your fulfillment, and do it in a methodical way that makes sense for bringing it into tangible reality. So not just in your head, don't just think about it, but actually take a step towards making it happen and continue to do that. Continue to take these tangible steps towards making these things happen. All right, I hope that helps. If you liked my reading and you want to get your energy more involved in the collective, you can like the video, you can leave a comment, you can subscribe. That actually does help include your energy in future readings. So